I am the host, Kenneth Fuller, and my hometown, Griffin, Georgia, they call me Kenny Fuller. So one word. So I'm Kenny Fuller today, hosting It's Called Life. In life, things happen to everybody. I don't care what position you have, whether you're the president, vice president, governor, mayor, pastor, evangelist, something in life will slap you. Sometimes you get slapped down. But when you fall, the Bible tells us we will arise. So it's called life. We're here to help you in your life, help you in your ministry, to encourage pastors, to motivate them to continue with the call of God on their life. Don't give up, don't cave in, don't quit. You will make it. God's mind is on you for good. His thoughts towards you are good, and you are going to make it today. And also, we're here not only to give you information, but we are also here to enhance your ministry, whatever you're doing in ministry, to enhance your ministry, to bless you, to be a blessing to you, and bringing in some of the people who are expert in their area of ministry. And today, I have the Carrs. I am so excited about having you guys here. Been observing you guys from a distance for years. I admire what you do. And I want you to introduce yourself, how long you've been in ministry, what you do in ministry, and anything, any information you can add to enhance our pastors. We have a lot of churches that are developing churches. We don't call them small, we call them developing churches. Right. Because you're connected right, you're going to grow. Amen. So we're here today to talk about the pandemic. One of the reasons I asked you guys to come today, because a lot of pastors, a lot of outreach ministers, they are struggling now because they don't know how to minister to their people during the pandemic. Right. And so I had Dr. Dollar on earlier. I also had Anthony and his wife on, Constance on, with the youth. So y'all are children ministers, just a good flow, and I'm sure that they're in for a treat today. So welcome to It's Called Life.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Wow, we're John and Debra Carr, and we've been in children's ministry for
about 40 years.
40
years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Fantastic.
Yeah. Just still, I'm stuck at thinking I'm 40, so that's what I'm working through.
You look 40.
Thank you. We'll take an offering later. But
Cash App.
Cash App. There you go.
There you go. But we've really just enjoyed. We've been involved in children's ministry that long. We've had a tremendous amount of experiences, not only in our own personal lives with our own family, but we really wanted to. How we really got involved was we were in a church in California. That's originally where we're from, right. And we had our sons, and we felt that nobody could take care of them any better than we could, and we were in church. So we found ourselves volunteering in children's ministry just to watch them. Just to watch them. That was the only reason why we were there. But we noticed the babies, there was a child over here that was crying right next to our son. And we're like, oh my God, so that child needs some help. And so we went over and began to attend to that child. Then we found another one, then another one, then another one. Here we go. It's not just our kids, it's everybody else's.
Right.
And so we kind of followed them along their way, all the way to teen ministry, and God called us back to children, and that's where we ended up.
Yeah. So we've had a passion, went back to school and learned all that we can about childhood development, and just to really, initially to reach children, but we realized, backing up some, that as the children we reached were adults and had children, they were socially in the same condition that we left them. So we thought, okay, we need to reach the parents. It's not the kids. The kids were going to all go to heaven. They knew all the songs at 30 years old that we taught them when they were 6, but they hadn't changed relational. So we realized we need to go back to school, and got licensed as counselors, anger management, domestic violence, all that to help reach parents, so those children are going into a home where it's not just spiritually sound, but also emotionally and economically and socially sound. So
one of the things we found that in when you're dealing with children and families, so to speak, we found ourselves counseling many of the parents and their relationships they were having amongst themselves, and single parents, maybe they might have a boyfriend or something of this nature. And we found that we were sending the children back to the same environment.
Right.
We're filling
Yeah.
them up, and the families, so to speak, and the relationships they were having at home, we're emptying them out.
Right.
And that's what motivated us to say, we've got to go from the top down.
Okay.
This is a drawing card. It's the children,
Right.
but at the same time, those parents are responding based on how they were raised,
Right.
and the grandparents. And so we're right now probably about 2 or 3 generations into people who have been raised by their parents that had no training
Right.
in parenting. And so we're seeing a cycle going over and over and over again. And that's what caused us to say we have to be better equipped to address those children and the parents.
Yeah. But how did you get from the children to the parents, and how open was they to you to come minister to them?
Oh, incredibly open. Parents, especially now during the pandemic, just imagine the pressure that a parent is under. They are responsible for the physical well-being of their child, the economic, the educational, and then the social, the tremendous weight. And even in children's ministry, we're doing all this fun stuff for kids, but we really are trying to come alongside the parents and say, hey, let us hold up your arms. You're not alone. You didn't sign up to teach your kids full time and work and, the pressure. So in children's ministry, the best thing we could do is become a support, the lifter of the hands of the parents, have resources, have mental health things that can help parents. So parents are open. They want help. They're crying out for help. And so this is a great opportunity for.
Even before the pandemic, one of the things we were sending home, some, not homework, but papers and things of nature where parents could access what their children learned.
Okay.
Right there on the spot. So it wasn't the ride home in the car from church and saying, what did you learn today? That usually is they could ask questions based on what they've learned at that time.
Wow, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
And it coupled them together to have a discussion in that car. That car became the classroom. That home became the classroom. All those different locations in their life. Now we see we have a connection between that, because there's a far gap many times between the adult service and the children's ministry.
Yeah.
It's just a gap.
Yeah.
And to bring those together is a tremendous opportunity for us to really not only take on the task of training up that child in the way they should go, because that's not our responsibility as a parent, but coupling them with information and things they could really draw upon to say, I'm lost in this thing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay. Wow. But what is the age group of the people that you?
We oversee birth, 6 weeks through 5th grade.
Okay.
And so one of the things, every parent wants to have devotional, wants to have a Bible study. But again, you've got rent, you've got your job. It's not that it's not a priority. It's like, what do you have time to put together? So what like John was saying, we give them, here's some things you can talk about at the dinner table or lunchtime with your kids. Here's some things you say at bedtime. So just giving them the resources so they can do what they desire to do. And really, if you look at church, when we were having physical church, maybe they're here 3 hours a week.
Right.
But the rest of the time, most of that is with their parents. Their parents are the greatest influence on a child's life. You think about people that maybe who were raised by alcoholics. They're going to say, I'll never drink. But the learned behavior is when stress comes, drink. It's not a desire. So if we can give parents the tools to do those devotions, to make it just easier to do that, because they are the greatest influencer in a child's life. So
we've had to kind of switch it up in a sense of character building with a biblical base. Because someone might say, hey, no, you're supposed to have the Bible first. Well, in order for them to receive, they're going to have those kind of influences in their life that says, I know how to sit still, I know how to behave, I know how to do all those things, and now I can receive the word. It's like giving a person a meal before they actually are taught. Jesus did that himself.
That's right.
So we've kind of had it somewhat in the sense back where we were just pounding them with the word and said, this is what I did when I was a kid, so you should be able to do this.
That's right.
But not understanding and equipping the parents with stages of development.
Right.
To giving them understanding this child here is walking, and really down to the infants, if they're not really aware, when you have a child that actually walks before their time, their cases of dyslexia actually it increases.
Okay.
That parent needs to know, no, let that child crawl.
Because you got to develop the big and
Right.
small motor skills
Right.
that are necessary for reading. So I think our job in children's ministry, kids are like the bait in a way
Right.
to get
Yeah.
to the parents. And most parents want the best for their children. We just have to come alongside them and give them the resources.
One of the summers, we ran an at-risk program for at-risk kids.
Yes.
And we had kids from, I'm talking about, they was from the hood. I'm
Yeah.
like the real
Absolutely.
hood. I'm
Yeah.
about tough language,
Yeah.
you know, just cussing and
Yeah.
everything. But we really ministered to those kids. And we took time and tried to understand them, not judge them for,
Yeah.
because none of our backgrounds are the same.
Yes.
Our place of origin are not the same. So I couldn't judge those guys.
Sure.
So we ministered to them most of the summer. About halfway into the summer, we invited the parents to come, and they came because they saw a difference.
Praise
Yes.
God.
Like you said, it
Yes.
was bait.
Yes.
It was bait. It was bait, and they came, and I was shocked at the participation of the
Absolutely.
parents and how many of them really came and thanked us for imparting, taking time to love their child.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they continue, and a lot of them started coming to church
Oh,
themselves,
absolutely.
and they got saved, and they today some of them are even involved in different ministry throughout the city of
Praise
Griffin.
God.
So
Praise
God.
that was a
Beautiful.
blessing.
Yeah.
What is the difference now? And I know the physical presence, but how do you minister now different than you ministered before the pandemic?
It's drastically different.
Wow.
The week before the pandemic, I could barely get on Instagram and YouTube. I mean, it's like I'm old school. Like I can text. I thought I was doing something. I remember sending someone a text and it said LOL. I thought it meant her mother passed away, so I sent her a thing, LOL. I thought it meant lots of love, and it's like laughing out loud. So I said, so you laughing because my mom died? So that's how far off we were. But within a week's time, we learned I learned iMovies, how to edit, how to do green screen. Like we have to reach people because you can't, just because of a situation happened, that doesn't mean you stop ministry. That means when the hell breaks out against you, like a flood, we just come into those homes. So we've just gone online this week, school starting. We realize parents are under tremendous fighting anxiety. So we've got every day something to help parents prepare for school.
What kind of social media platform do y'all use to reach your people?
What we've learned the best for children for us has been YouTube and Facebook, because little kids are not on Instagram.
Right.
Although we do post a few minutes of our service on Instagram to draw the parents to get the children to watch. But one thing that's really helped viewership is every Sunday or every week we have a contest. It could be, how many times can you bounce a ball, or, what's your favorite snack? Just something. So this week we had a contest, and we said whoever gets the most likes will win a $100 gift card. So the kids went out, they had to go call grandma, auntie, uncle, all these people to watch they get likes. But what that did is drove viewership.
A large audience.
And kids,
right.
we all have eaten at McDonald's, not because we like it, but because some kid wanted us to go to McDonald's. So children are influencers. We just have to meet their felt need. And it's been a tremendous experience.
I know in ministry now, this is the new norm.
Yes.
So it's we have to make that adjustment.
Yeah.
So a lot of times the pastors are afraid to launch out and make those kind of moves or investment.
Yes.
But but you said it, John. Gets a youth involved, get them involved in the ministry.
Absolutely.
Because they are tech savvy
Absolutely.
and they could do much more than we could do. Now you got to monitor them.
Yeah, exactly.
You just can't let them go willy-nilly out there.
Right.
But you have to monitor them. One of my spiritual sons, he called me one day and said, Dad, I want to talk to you. And I'm thinking about closing my church down. He said, because I'm reaching more people through social media than I am when I had church. I have much more people on social media than I have in my church. And they're giving, they're sowing into the ministry.
Absolutely.
And he said, I'm thinking about having just once a month, go to a hotel, come have a meal, talk about 15, 20 minutes about the word, and just so I can have that connection. Because we are made to be connected to one another.
Oh, yeah.
We're made for the human touch.
Yeah.
So that's what he's going to do once a month. And when he first said it, I told him, I said, I don't know about it. Maybe you want to have it every other week, twice a month, just to see how it goes.
Yeah.
But as he kept talking, and he had the enthusiasm, and then once he explained to me, I said, son, you heard from God. And I've talked to him recently, and it is going great for his ministry. It is doing really, really good. So I'm just so happy. What kind of information, ministry-wise, do you send out? How often, and how do you gauge your success in in what you're doing?
One of the things we're doing, we're on every week.
Okay.
We're actually on Wednesday and Sunday, and we're making it right before the adult service broadcast because we want to encourage families to sit together and watch the ministry. And we want our children to see what it looks like for a parent to praise the Lord. We want them to see what it looks like for them to open up their Bible.
Yeah.
Because, good, bad, or ugly, they're going to do what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so giving them the visual effects of what life looks like in a Christian home is so powerful. And our parents don't really realize it. I've known parents and people have counseled where they say, well, we're going to have an argument. We put our child up in the top room upstairs and put him in front of the TV. And we go downstairs and argue. Guess what? It travels.
Right.
It travels.
Yes, sir.
And so that child is really plugged in to that mom or dad, or that's that single mom.
Yes, sir.
They're certainly plugged in. And so we give them those opportunities to see that child. But we're on twice a week. We're doing a recorded show to make sure all this. And we do probably once a month. We'll do it live.
Okay.
And we break off into classrooms from there. But the other times we're actually recorded programs in which we're actually doing at home. And you'd be surprised at how much material you can pull down off the internet to insert into your lesson that you're actually putting together.
So with the service, they get a worksheet that they can do at home. We also, like for Mother's Day, Father's Day, that all happened during the pandemic. We sent home we mailed crafts to the kids so they can make their mother a Mother's Day gift and make the father Father's Day gift. Birthday celebration. So things that they would normally get to experience, we send to the home, and kids love getting mail, so, and we give out prizes, but it's like a bag of candy, nothing that costs much, but the kids just get, and we have a card from Pastor Dollar and Pastor Taffy that says, congratulations, you won something. And
we also had a family start doing videos from home and sending it to us.
Really?
Oh gosh. We had one of our members, oh my goodness. They were doing David and Goliath, and the little girl was David and the dad was Goliath.
Okay.
And she was going up and she cut off his head. She threw a rock at him first, and then she went down and cut his head off. And they filmed it as a family right there and sent it to us. Well, next week that was on the broadcast.
Wow.
Yeah. It was on.
And that would provoke others to be innovative, and
it really did.
Oh man,
we get videos every week.
You got them engaged.
Every week we get videos,
and that's the key. That get them engaged.
Exactly.
And creating interest.
Exactly. That physical picture will set in their minds for years. They'll remember that when they're 30, 40, 50 years old. They'll remember them going out in the backyard filming.
Wow,
that's amazing.
Now, what would you recommend for pastors that just say they do a conference call right now? They only do a conference call. They don't know anything about social media. What would you recommend?
I would say have a story time. You can you have your adult conference call, but have a story time, or just have a time where you're doing some songs with the kids over the phone. Kids like phones and all that. So just some way that you let those children know that you matter.
Okay.
And it also, parents are just tired. I don't know how to say this in a nice way, but parents are kind of tired of their children. So it just gives them a few minute break. Okay, you guys get on this conference call with the children's people, and they can get 15-minute break, whether you're telling stories or talking to the kids. And we're going to have a game night on Zoom Friday night.
Yes.
Just fun things to give the parents a break,
Right.
but also let the kids know that they're special.
And take advantage of the publicity that's going on, whether it's back to school, whether it be this October 34th. All this publicity and billions of dollars have been sent out. Have an event, a Zoom thing where everybody dressed up in a costume or something of that nature. Really take advantage of the publicities that are out there already.
Yeah. But you were saying something, and again, this show is called Life.
Yes.
So parents get tired.
Yeah.
They tire of their kids. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah.
And that's even before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And the truth be known, the kids are tired of their parents.
Yeah.
They need to hear another voice.
I remember, I used to live in Griffin, and I worked downtown Atlanta. And by the time I worked downtown,
Oh, my.
fight that traffic all the way home, in and out, fighting that traffic. And I come home, boy, I'd be spent. I ain't got nothing else to give. And my youngest son, Matthew, he'd be sitting on the back step with the basketball in hand, just waiting on daddy.
Yeah.
And I used to say, I said, Matt, get daddy about 30, 40 minutes. Just 30, because I was going to take advantage of that time.
Yes.
Like you said, you want to know that they are valued, and they are loved by you. They want to spend time with you.
Yes.
And sometimes you just don't, because if I went out there right away, I wouldn't have been no good. Probably had a bad attitude. He probably got a whooping out of the yard. I got the beat down. We probably been playing out, probably elbowing and pushing them around.
Yeah.
But I asked him for that little time, and then once I did that, I was good to go.
Absolutely.
I think one of my favorite sayings is the provision is in the next step. You may not know how to do something. We did a 4-minute thing. It took 10 hours for me to, I'm not trying to discourage anyone, just because I didn't understand, I didn't know the technology, and I could do it in 5 minutes, but it took me 10 hours of just learning to be able to produce a 4-minute thing, but now I can do it forever. And the responses from the kids, where I would have spent 30 hours doing it, just to get the responses that the kids we're getting from that thing. So take one step. One of the first puppet things we did, I'm doing the puppet, and I forget that I'm not supposed to be talking. So me and the puppet are talking together.
Okay.
It was stupid. It didn't come out perfect, but it gave the kids it was just a step.
Right.
And then now I don't talk when I do the puppet. Just taking what you have, and that's your provision. That's what you have right now. Then you take the next step, there'll be provision for that. So if it's conference call, make it the best one.
I want you to say that again. Look into your camera and say that again. Your next step is what?
The provision is in your next step.
One more time.
Your provision is in your next step. Just take that step with what you have. And then when you take that next step, provision will show up.
Amen.
But you've got to take the step.
Amen.
You've got to, because God put it in you to do it.
And I said that because a lot of times pastors don't move out because they're always looking at the budget.
Absolutely.
They're always looking at the lack of budget. And so when you saying, oh my God, the provision isn't it? Man, that'll preach right now.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
And it's surprising, these phones, you'd be surprised what they're capable of doing. For so many years, we used the flip phone.
Right.
And we had to jar it out of our hands in order to get it away from us, get a new one. But these phones are amazing. They really are. And it's like we're not utilizing the full capability of this unit here. And our best friend has become Google and YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube, yeah.
YouTube. You YouTube it, it'll tell you what you're capable of doing. I've been able to adjust my light. If I got a dark room, I can adjust this to fit the lighting in the room. I didn't have to go out and buy, thousands of dollars worth of lighting to do that. This thing will do it. It's surprising.
And there's so many free classes. We're taking animation classes, all for free. All these companies, Adobe, all these companies are offering free classes to educators or people that are trying to reach kids for free. And so you take that knowledge and your children's ministry just explodes.
In your technology, you could take classes on your phone concerning what your phone is capable of doing. And then we just don't have a clue. Why? Because we just learned to text.
Right.
And we can answer. We can leave a message. And that's it. But now we found out this thing it's amazing. Yeah. It has so many.
So if you have a cell phone, you can have children's ministry online.
Wow.
Yes, you can.
Wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can film it.
And you don't have to have the 10. You could have a 7.
Well.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. Okay. She got a 10, so she's partial to it.
So you got a 7.
I got a 7.
So that's a iPhone flip phone.
No.
He wants a flip phone.
The 7 is the flip.
It is now. Yeah.
You got to compare it to what this 11 can do.
Oh yeah,
compared to what the 10 can do.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It just gets better and better.
Yeah, you got to get rid of that flip phone. Flip iPhone.
He's stuck, The
iPhone police is looking for you.
There you go. But it's just do whatever you have in your hand to do, use it.
Use it. And your kids will grow from it. They'll respond to you.
Okay.
And you'll draw those parents in.
Do you have a contact number here at World Changers that people can get with you? Because I know this has just been a 30-minute broadcast today, and y'all have so much wealth of information. I'm sure that this show didn't do all justice to what y'all are capable of explaining to them. And do you have a number,
they can just
email,
call
or what?
They can call World Changers 770-210-5700. Ask for the children's ministry.
John and Debra Carr.
Yep.
Yeah. Ask for John and Debra Carr, 770-210-5700. Again, I just thank y'all so much for just being a part of our life, being a blessing to Dr. Dahl and Pastor Taffy and the World Changers Nation. You guys are loved and respected more than you realize. A lot of times we don't get a chance to share our love with one another and stuff. And so I just want to break out a lot of love to you guys from World Changers Nation today.
Thank you.
And on behalf of Dr. Dahl and Pastor Taffy, I'm sure they'll greatly appreciate y'all.
Oh, yeah.
But this has been an episode, It's Called Life. Y'all made life better for our pastors. You even enlightened me today.
Yes.
And reaching out to our children. A lot of people don't want to look at children church, but they tell me if you minister to children, you can minister to anybody in the whole world.
Absolutely.
This show is continually going, and we're going to have a pastor friend of mine, Pastor Mac Jackson, and the mayor of Augusta, who was a state representative, state representative, senator. Now he's the mayor of Augusta. Mac Jackson is the state representative from South Georgia, and we're going to talk about why vote.
Wow,
and we're going to deal with the political issues of the day, social issues of the day. So I'm asking everybody to just tune in. This is a show that will keep it real. It's called Life. God bless you. If it get any better for me, I'm going to clone myself. Bye-bye.